Evening, Rochester couldn't ask for a better night as the Rowdies go on. Broadley is the center official. Natalie Simon and Jonathan Belinsky are your linesmen, and Janessa Gunn, your fourth official. Rowdies with the ball. Damian Lowe getting the ball. Damian Lowe had to serve a one-game suspension a couple of games ago. Now back is Marcel Schaefer up for Joe Cole. Cole into the corner for Fernandez. Rowdies looking to send the ball across early. It is Fernandez on the back post, flipped up and away by Camden Feo, who will get it back.
Lucky there, Mike. Good defending, because Darwin Jones was waiting for that ball to absolutely crack it on the first touch. So good defending there by Rochester to take away an opportunity from the Rowdies. But the Rowdies doing a good job. Looks like they want to move this ball up the field quickly. They're passing with purpose. They want to get off to a good start here tonight at LA.
There's Schaefer on it now. And Collins. So it's Collins looking to penetrate and going across. And Camden Feo. Camden will head that one. Sent on it. Now it is Darwin Jones able to turn. He's got Cole. Cole will look out wide. Here's Fernandez just outside the 18. Looking to cut it back. He's got help behind it. Schaefer. He'll have it. Marcel Schaefer on his right foot decides to go back towards Neil Collins. He'll get it back. Fernandez. Schaefer running outside. Fernandez sent it inside. And Rochester has it. It's Ryan James playing in the middle along with Wall Fall. James appears to be in that position. Held by Canardo Forbes. Rowdies have been pretty good at home this year, winning 5 of 6.
Yeah, just that one loss to the first place Charleston Battery in what was a wild game in that one. And so now the Rowdies are looking to continue to climb up that table if they can get the 3 tonight. Bob Lilly, you're right, Mike, going with a much more defensive-minded side, hoping just to contain the Rowdies and maybe nick one on the counterattack. But it looks like tonight the Rowdies are coming out, and that's got to be a foul there. Coming out with purpose and trying to get a goal and really change that philosophy of the Rhinos. And if they can get that first goal, which really changes things here at home, and you've got Ralph's mob cheering along for you and really getting behind your team. Crucial for them to get that first one. And the Rowdies, or Rhinos rather, just again looking to defend and see how long that will work for them.
Nanchoff and Savage working in the holding midfield positions for the Rowdies tonight. Played towards the corner, running down for Patterson, who's trying to give it some chase. Patterson's hard-working attitude right there gets a throw-in for the Rowdies. That's the reason Stuart Campbell said he went with Martin Patterson tonight.
And there you see Kyle Porter with the throw-in. He's getting the start, too, in for Darnell King. Darnell missing a game. Kyle Porter had to fill in, and Stuart Campbell said to me yesterday at training, that's just a matter of how well he liked how much Kyle Porter was working and thought he'd give him another opportunity in a starting role.
Jones has it, and it's one played out of bounds by Jalen Brown. That's a curious call.
Now that's not just a curious call. That would be the wrong call on the pitch there. That certainly should have been a throw-in to the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Patterson puts pressure on Farrell. He'll send it up the field. Damian Lowe. And not really for sure. That one seemed clean out. Another look at it there, you can see.
That wasn't even close to hitting a Rowdy player.
Well, the linesman nodding, so almost the question that may have been, nowadays the technology, referees talk in the air. Maybe asked him, suggested did that one go off of that. That one's long towards the box. Probably should have come out. It's Gomez, but he didn't. They do clear it out. Opportunity now is Beresford working with James. James tripped up by Cole. We'll have the free kick.
Well, watch Cole tonight to play a little bit more of an attacking role in that midfield. He's been forced a lot to come back and defend more than he probably wants to. I talked to Keith Savage yesterday training about him getting that start, and Keith really wanting to go box to box to come back a little bit more and help out defensively so Joe Cole can get involved in the attack. But he said also that he'd really love to get involved offensively. You saw how he scored that goal against Charlotte late, coming on as a sub.
Well, Collins in a race with Graf. It's Graf and Pickens. Not able to save it. Graf able to come in and get the goal. Rochester with the 1-0 lead as the clock strikes 5.
Well, Mike, an unfortunate mistake there by the Rowdies. Neil Collins unable to deal with Graf coming forward. Graf ends up stealing the ball, and because Collins couldn't handle it, Pickens comes up, gets off his line, gets a piece of it, but not enough in order to stop Graf. So on their first shot on goal, Mike, they find themselves with a 1-0 lead here early.
First time in the offensive third. So the Rowdies uphill. Good news is there's still 85 minutes left in this one. And they've had all the pressure through the first 5. Rochester, more of a defensive posture. It's still early on that sense. They're playing with the 1 man up front as it is. Rowdies keeping possession. Neil Collins with it again. Savage and Nanchoff. Kyle Porter. Pressuring, looking for Jones down the line. Jones has it. He'll put it across. Cole on it. Now the swing across. It's cleared away. Second ball. It's Nanchoff on it. Can't get it to his left foot. He'll turn it back to Savage and now send it out to Schaefer. Marcel Schaefer looking to send it in the area. He does. It's off the head of Fernandez towards the back post, and it has to be headed over the line by Camden Theo. And for viewers in Tampa Bay, catch the Rowdies at home all season on This TV Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay's first broadcast home movie channel. Find This TV at Digital 32.2, Spectrum 630, Frontier Files 462, and Comcast 229. It's Nanchoff on it, and it's a U.S. Ameribank corner kick. Challenging, Gomez head punches it away. Schaefer on it. Now the second ball out.
Well, a good response there by the Rowdies after conceding that goal. They've come out right after that the exact same way they started this game, really pushing the Rochester Rhinos. But 1, 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 across the back line in white. It's going to be difficult to break through there, but right now the Rowdies once again on the front foot.
We've definitely seen that as James has dropped off a little bit towards that back line. He was into a midfield position with Wall Fall, but since that goal, you're right, they dropped to that 5th defender. Nanchoff now under pressure, able to turn, and now with space. Here's Porter. Low, first times it out to Jones. Jones tied up with Brown. They'll get it back to Nanchoff. Nanchoff over the top, and that's Fernandez who brings it down but can't get a shot off, and Wall Fall has it for Rochester.
Good ball into the box. It fell to the feet of Fernandez. Unfortunate that he couldn't get that turn in and get a shot on goal, but a lovely ball into the box to set up that opportunity.
Here's Lowe.
Now Lowe pretty happy right now.
Over the top, Darwin Jones had Gomez out. Jones could not time his leap, and it just carried over his arm or his foot outstretched. And the USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news by visiting uslsoccer.com and follow the league on Twitter at USL.
Just going back earlier, Damian Lowe does head that one. He was called on to the Jamaican 40-man roster for the Gold Cup. So very happy, tweeting out being able to have the opportunity to represent the Reggae Boys.
Schaefer on the far side. Now Savage. Porter now under pressure, up to Jones. One-on-one Jones with Camden Fail. Looking for Patterson. Patterson pressures Farrell. Farrell able to send it up the field. And Lowe on Graf. Graf has been working hard. Graf does foul Damian Lowe. Paid off on the goal by Graf. Rochester leads 1-0. We're in the 11th minute. Anshaw switches the field. Jones. First touch comes high on him. He is able to keep possession of it. It will deflect off a fall, though. Nanchoff runs it down in space. That one's blocked, and it will be a U.S. Ameribank corner kick for the Rowdies. And you would like to see here, Lee, the Rowdies be able to get something back early. Rochester able to sneak that one, but we've consistently seen Rochester dropping 9 guys back behind the ball. We knew they were going to be defensive, but having this early lead, it's going to be nothing more the longer this one goes without the Rowdies being able to equalize. Yeah, you're right. 5 men along that back line. The Rowdies are going to have to find a way to get something through. Nanchoff on the out swinging corner. Challenge, it's won by Fall. It's headed out. Now it's Joe Cole. Cole will send it back towards the back post. Headed up and over. Neil Collins can't find the net. Goal kick will go the way of the Rhinos. Now Neil Collins certainly would have liked to have gotten up and over top of that ball. Joe Cole putting it back into the box. Collins gets up. Just not able to get over top of that one to try to get it down on Tomas Gomez. Gomez drives this one. Flipped on by Beresford. Second ball. Graf able to get it and control it. Rochester has a little space. Here's Camden Feo running down the side. Jarwin Jones slows him up. He does cut inside. Into the box. It will go a little far as DeFreger can't reach it. Goal kick, Rowdies. Up the line, Patterson the target, deflected away, but Cole will get the second ball. Joe Cole cuts inside, good tackle by Wall Fall, and Beresford has it. They'll send it wide. Ryan James, who started in the midfield, appears to have settled into a 5th defensive back on the right side. Will tuck Farrell into the middle. Here's Campbell, Sergio Campbell. Now out to Felix. Sorry, Mike, that's exactly the start that Bob Lilly wanted, because now he can afford to do that. The way the Rowdies were pressuring early, looked like the first goal was going to come by the green and gold, but since the Rhinos get that first one, he's tactically able to change, drop more players back, play more defensively, and hope they can just stay off the Rowdies' attack, keep them to the outside, and not let them get balls into dangerous areas. The possession for Rochester, but they have not gone across midfield until now, and it's taken away. Savage. Marked by his counter number, Jalen Brown. Both were in 22. Pickens will have it. That is a reset. Sent across, and Damian Lowe. As Savage will look to go forward. Rowdy's starting to push him up. Jones, Patterson looking to cross their runs. Savage doesn't like it, switches it back over to Collins. Collins, now Schaefer. Good pressure by Fall, forces Nanchoff to use Collins. Savage has a little space. He can look, he'll drive it out, and it's behind Kyle Porter. And for viewers in Tampa Bay, this TV has your chance to win a PS4 Pro Console and a copy of FIFA 2017, plus a special autographed item from the Rowdies. Watch Rowdies home games on this TV and look for the clue. Go to mor-tv.com for more information. So in the pregame, I think a few of the players might want to try and win that. I'm going to say they're not eligible, Lee. Darwin Jones is offside. And already, and again to the 16th minute, and this is not atypical. Some teams will let their goalkeeper take it when it's in the own defensive third, but the wind, the clock is already a factor if you're a Rochester fan. They think all we got to do is kill 75 more minutes. See, the Rowdies have created opportunities. I don't expect that to, but the longer this does go on, the longer it should be drawn out. And I think even if the Rowdies do find an equalizer on good control by Patterson, but it is cleared away by Farrell, we may see Rochester still sitting back. It's probably going to take 2 from the Rowdies in order to change this up. Let's check it with Heather Donnelly on the sideline.
Hey, Mike, like we saw on our pregame show, Rowdies midfielder Leo Fernandez, a part of a big soccer family, his 2 younger twin brothers playing for the Rowdies U23 team here this summer. But Rochester also has some soccer families, and some actually pretty famous ones. Assistant coach Mark Pulisic is the father of Christian Pulisic, U.S. men's national team star, this week scoring 2 goals versus Trinidad and Tobago. And then Wall Fall is the cousin of men's national team midfielder Jermaine Jones. Guys?
Look at that. Christian Pulisic Pulisic said, hey, the team's going to Mexico to win tomorrow night. James able to chest that one down. Rowdies wanted a handball, but maybe got the shoulder up.
Very difficult place to go to play at Estadio Azteca at the altitude. That's why they played in Colorado against Trinidad and Tobago, to try to get a little bit acclimatized, but they're even going further up when they go down to Mexico in that one. But it'll be a fantastic game to watch, as the Hex, when it gets to this part of CONCACAF World Cup qualifying, is always exciting.
Behind the ball, Leo Fernandez gets a talking to. The free kick will go for the Rhinos. Collins chested down. Here's Lowe with some space. Savage. Now Nanchop still looking forward, able to play it wide. He's got Fernandez and Schaefer. Fernandez comes back, Schaefer runs through. Schaefer on the ball across, great ball, goal! Joe Cole! Rowdies tie it up at 1.
That's just a perfect play in transition. Fernandez up to the streaking Marcel Schaefer. A beautiful ball into the box, and it is the feet of Joe Cole sliding in that gets just a touch of it right there and beats Tomas Gomez to his left-hand side. A beautiful play, Mike, in transition. Quick decision-making by the Rowdies, catching the Rochester Rhinos a little bit off guard. That's what they're going to have to do with 5 at the back, is play quick transitional soccer, decisive passing, and a perfect finish by Joe Cole.
Absolutely, just like they practice. The Rowdies get the goal back. And the latest USL news is on Sirius XM FC. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts, Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern on Channel 85. Sirius XM FC will also air the USL Game of the Week. Check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. Well, that was much needed. Rochester scored at the 5-minute mark. And the Rowdies, despite having almost absolute possession, are able to convert here before we see the 20-minute mark hit.
Yeah, you knew the way the game was going, Mike. That wasn't going to be the only goal of the game. Most teams will come in here knowing they're not going to win possession, that they are going to have to defend and just get one on the counterattack. I know Bob Lilly would still be happy if his team could walk out with a point in this one, but it's still so early in this one that you just can't sit back and defend like that. The way the Rowdies are coming out in this one, the Rowdies seem determined tonight to be able to find a couple of more going into the back of the net.
21st minute here at Al Lang Stadium. Mike Pepper, Lee Godfrey, Heather Donnelly down on the sideline. Rowdies and Rochester all tied up at 1. And welcome to those watching on Estrella TV. Glad to have you with us. Rowdies will turn it over. Wall Fall will have it. We're still seeing the 5 backs for Rochester. It's not really a surprise. You pointed it out there, Lee, that Rochester would be very happy getting a point on the road. They have a 6-game unbeaten streak and still with all the games in hand on every team in the league. They're the only team, I believe, in single digits played to this point, and they do have 4 in hand on the Rowdies. I was talking to Stuart Campbell about that the other day, and the urgency what this game might bring with Rochester having won already and having those games in hand. And he really said, you know what, I mean, yes, they had those games in hand, but as the schedule clogs up on you and you have those games that you're playing back to back to back to back, like Rochester's in the middle of, those results don't come so easily. So those teams that will be making up those games the Rowdies have already played might find the challenge a little bit more taxing than they think.
Yeah, and fatigue really does start to set in, Mike. You do see it with the travel and staying in hotels, the flights, and how far you have to go, and the importance of matches. I know coaches try to say, oh, we just look at the next game in front of us, but that's not the case with the U.S. Open Cup match against Major League Soccer side New England Revolution on Wednesday night. They are sitting a couple of their top players tonight. The Rowdies really need to take advantage of that and earn the full 3 points here at home, considering those games in hand. They do not want to give back points to the Rochester Rhinos.
Well, Damian Lowe will be whistled for a foul. He came what the referee deemed through Johan Graf. Appeared he may have got the ball, but did he go through the player? Perhaps. Doesn't matter. It'll be a free kick here for Rochester, who plays it short. Now, after the talking to, the referee said he had stopped it. Rochester tried to catch him, but the ref would have none of it.
You see the size there of Wall Fall, the captain, number 17. When I talked to Keith Savage yesterday at training, he said you would think he's, you know, a tall, lanky guy that wouldn't move very well, but his movement with the ball, he said, is fantastic as well. You really have to watch him closely. He said that's one of the assignments that he is in charge of, and so he has done his homework on Wall Fall, who's over this ball now.
He is over it. 3-man wall for the Rowdies. Fall sends it on net, and Pickens to his left to make the save. Will be a corner kick for Rochester.
Good job there by Matt Pickens. I don't think it threatened him at all as far as being a goal. He set up the wall properly. He knew how much space he had and what he had to do to dive to his left, and he does a good job of just palming that out and not leaving a rebound.
The corner kick here be DeFreger. He'll send it up. Rowdies have struggled on this one, but Lowe is able to get the header. Second ball out to Graf, though. Almost miscommunication with he and Brown. Brown plays it back to keep it.
Yeah, better defending that time by the Rowdies. They've conceded a couple of times in the last few games on corner kicks. So that's something they've been working on to improve on, to make sure that everybody has marked a man in the box.
Including the game against Rochester. As you can see, the Rowdies with better than 3-1 or 3/4 of the possession today, early on through the first 24 minutes. That's not to be unexpected, but as Rochester got that goal in the 5th minute, they seem much more content to sit back. But Joe Cole with an outstanding equalizer. Martin Patterson with some great hustle, and he just tackles Wall Fall. Ball able to step in front of him. You might see a caution on this. Certainly it was a physical play.
You know Patterson's not going to back down. The Englishman is right in on this one. The both of them are having talkings to. I like that, though, by the official, that he's not going to put out a card on this one. It's a 50-50 type deal. Both these players are battling really hard. It is quite the throwdown by Patterson. Ball gets up immediately. But I like the fact that this referee wants to keep control of this one and not throwing out cards. Let these guys battle it out on the field.
Thought very well handled by the ref in that case. Damian Lowe has it. Running towards the corner. Doesn't have a lot of help. Jaylen Brown is on him. He'll try and play it up, and he's able to send it out. Wall fall, though, with the second ball. It's Savage to get his head on it. Now Nanchoff. The Rowdies look like they can break. He's got Cole right in front of him. Nanchoff still running. Lots of white shirts back. Rowdies had to slow it down a little bit, but it's still Schaefer, he and Fernandez, and that one will go out and out. It'll be a throw-in for Rochester. Just couldn't seem to get it out of the feet. They couldn't get on the attack enough, and Rochester a good job of getting behind the ball.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate, too, that Michael Nanchoff wasn't able just to look up and to his right a little bit. He had Martin Patterson with his arm up, making his run, as well as Damian Jones. If he would have switched that ball, they had numbers running up that right-hand flank.
The Rowdies have it. Fernandez looking for Cole. Cole able to get to it. Not the easiest ball, but he was able to earn the throw. And fans, text the keyword cool with the K to 797979. That's 797979 to win our chance to win tickets to see your Tampa Bay Rowdies take on FC Cincinnati on July 6th, and watch the post-game concert with Cool and the gang as they rock Al Lang Stadium. Here is Fernandez setting a shot, teed up over the crossbar, goal kick.
Oh, that didn't miss by much, Mike. That was always just going up. If he was maybe 5 more yards in, that might have been able to get underneath the ball, or the bar rather, as you see that one just over the uprights. More than likely had Tomas Gomez beat. A good effort from distance by Leo Fernandez. I like to see that. That's a way to beat all the time, Mike. If you're going to drop back 5 men on that line, if they're going to give you 2 or 3 yards space, let it fly and see where it goes. You never know what the keeper's going to do if it's on frame.
Well, another dangerous ball. This time Graf behind Collins. Collins able to get a head on it, but as he goes through and puts the head down, he runs over Graf, and it will be a yellow card to Neil Collins. And the situation that Rochester looked dangerous was just like that. A ball over the top. And Graf working hard.
Yeah, and you can't be giving up opportunities in these type of positions, Mike, because you've been dominating the game so much. You can't allow Rochester to get back into it on one play like this. And Graf is down and he's injured. He looks like he's favoring his knee. Let's watch the collision here. Neil Collins comes into him, and if he's holding his knee, it's the way he landed. He may have pulled something, because Collins only kind of hit him in the back with his leg. So the part of the body that he's favoring wasn't something that Neil Collins hit, so it could have been on the landing when he made contact with the ground, as he's gingerly trying to walk that off. But again, a dangerous free kick opportunity.
See up on the challenge.
Comes down. It's right there. There you see the cleats on the back of that left ankle on the way down, and he gets all of Graf's tendon there. We'll see if he has to come out of the game altogether, or if he'll be able to remain in it.
It is a tough angle, but Wall Fall has put one on net from a little further out. It's only about 23 yards off the line. It is, as we mentioned, a pretty big angle. It looks like the Rowdies will probably have 4 in the wall. A little talking to for Sergio Campbell by Bob Lilly.
The last game against St. Louis, it was a free kick opportunity. That was the goal. Neil Collins coming back late to be able to get an equalizer for the Rowdies.
It will be Fall. He goes through the wall, and Pickens down and makes it on the near post. A big save for the Rowdies.
Good job once again by the big man, Matt Pickens, positioning himself perfectly in case that does get through. And that one was tougher than it looked because you saw that ball bouncing there, Mike. It took a couple of bobbles as Pickens diving to his left. And he stops it, and he's able to control the rebound as well.
So the half-hour mark is passed. We're tied at 1 here at Al Lang Stadium here in St. Petersburg. Tampa Bay Rowdies, Rochester Rhinos. Darwin Jones is taken down this time. Darwin feels he got his foot stepped on. He's letting him know about it. He's up though. Rowdies will play it quick and short. Porter, tough ball from Jones. He's able to keep it in. Cole able to turn. Cole into the box. Patterson and Gomez off his line strong to get that one.
Oh, good job there by Kyle Porter to find Joe Cole with a lot of space, no one around him, so he had some time to try to put that one through to Patterson, who just couldn't catch up with it in time.
Gomez threw it down towards the corner. Here's another chance. Collins this time, though, able to play it back to Pickens.
Well, that's becoming quite an interesting battle, isn't it, Mike, so far in this match, that Neil Collins and Graf battle. It's been interesting so far. Graf winning one of those, and Neil Collins following it up, though, defending well afterwards.
Collins, unfortunately, as a defender, you don't win it. A lot of times it doesn't go that way. That's where Rochester got the one. Collins on the other one got a yellow card, but he played that one well to his goalkeeper, and Matt Pickens let him know. It's Manchoff. Rowdy's still the possession in the back. Here's Collins to be able to go forward. He's got Schaefer wide. He'll give it to him. Schaefer and Fernandez, but they'll say handball. It will be a free kick for the Rowdies. And for viewers in Tampa Bay, you can catch the Rowdies at home all season on This TV Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay's first broadcast movie channel. Find This TV at Digital 32.2, Spectrum 630, Frontier Fios 462, and Comcast 229. This TV, your broadcast home for Rowdies soccer. Kyle Porter, Martin Patterson, back to Porter. That one's going to stay in, but that one will go off of Porter. Camden Fail will take the throw in. He'll give it quickly into Brown. Brown in a little trouble.
Yeah, Kyle Porter, though, doing a good job of getting back quickly. It was unfortunate. It was almost a great link up on the 1-2 combination. Great tackle there by Nanshoff.
And Fernandez is the recipient of the loose ball. Giving it back to Savage, and now wide to Schaefer. Cole is taking the place of Fernandez wide. It's Fernandez inside into Cole. Cole on the back. He was offside. Flag comes up, and Gomez beat him to it anyway.
I like the way that the Rowdies are trying to keep the pedal to the metal. You watch in the middle of the park there on that last play that Joe Cole ended up getting the ball. Patterson again putting his arm up, looking for a cross into the box. I think some channels are starting to open up between those center backs. There's a little bit more space out there, so Rowdies would be good to try to get a couple of those players in the middle involved with some crosses and see if Patterson can get his head on it.
Well, I think Michael Nanshoff is going to talk to him, but we might that he does not get a card. Here's the previous play. So you can see Fernandez on the touch.
Joe Cole, the flag went up on Joe Cole, and he's yards onside.
Oh, wow. Easily.
Yards onside. That's not even close.
As it was, Gomez was going to get to it, but it does concern. It's a couple of missed calls by the line on the near side. Jonathan Belinsky. One was a simple throw. That one, as you pointed out, 2 yards off or on.
Yeah, you can see that Patterson was in an offside position possibly, but the ball wasn't going to him, so that's completely legal.
Beresford with the long ball sent into the area. That one's back across, and it will be a Tampa Bay Rowdies goal kick. Matt Pickens moves it across. Rowdies.
And this is why the Rowdies need to keep that pressure going. When you look at the 3 shots by Rochester, 3 on goal, despite that possession difference that the Rowdies controlling all of this game, they've still made Matt Pickens make some saves tonight. So they need to keep that pressure on, looking for that second goal, because Rochester, in fairness, has been able to get those free kicks in some dangerous positions. So you don't want to give those up, and you want to keep moving forward for the Rowdies and really test that back line of the Rochester Rhinos.
It's the key. You said giving up the free kick outside the area. Wall Fall has been able to get it on, but Pickens been up to the challenge when needed from there. Here's Nanchop up to Patterson. Miscontrols at Darwin Jones, though. Back to Patterson, who finds Schaefer in the corner. And that one will go out, and it will be a U.S. Ameribank corner kick for the Rowdies. It is good hustle by Schaefer. Able to get that one for the Rowdies. Nanchoff will take it. It will be an out-swinging corner kick.
Both Neil Collins and Damian Lowe getting involved in the box.
And for the head, it's Lowe who goes up strong, but it will be a goal kick. And soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com.
Oh, it's been an exciting first frame so far, hasn't it, Mike? It's really flown by just because of how fast the Rowdies have been playing this. They've been rewarded with one goal. Looking for the go-ahead right now, but the first 36 minutes and 25 seconds is absolutely flown by.
Early goals. Rochester on the counterattack. Really, we saw those shot on goal, and that's basically been the 3 times that Rochester's had that opportunity in front. Rowdies, again, we showed the possession a little earlier, probably somewhere in that 75–76% area.
And that's why it's just so crucial, Mike, to get that second goal, because you don't want to keep teams like this in the game that really have no part in being in the game. When you look at what's transpired in the run of play, you've given up a couple of free kicks in opportunities that aren't good defensively. That's what Rochester's looking for in this, just 1 or 2 opportunities to stay in this one.
And you are looking at straight on 5 across that back line. James on the back in challenge. It's Darwin Jones. Jones in behind, and Gomez on the second ball, able to get to it before Darwin Jones. Great job of Jones with that speed. Just could not get anything done with the second ball.
Yeah, a great ball forward, though, to Jones there. And you see that almost getting it back himself. I think initially he wanted to get that in for another player running in at the top of the box. But that long ball is what's going to do the job of breaking apart that back line of the Rochester Rhinos.
Little strategy here on this session is Leo Fernandez, or Martin Patterson, is taken down. Free kick will go the Rowdies' way. Leo Fernandez has kind of slid over to the side, switched inside with Darwin Jones. They seem to maybe like that matchup with Jones with James on the speed. We saw Jones beat that speed just on the previous opportunity. As it is, the Rowdies will send the bodies up towards the 18-yard box. Rochester matching up, 2-man wall. It's Nanchop. This wall is only about 6 yards. We'll see if the Rowdies ask for room. Doesn't appear they're going to get it. Nanchop doesn't care. They're going to go around it. Played up, and it's headed up in a second one. Fernandez was offside on the second opportunity. First header appeared to be maybe Damian Lowe. That one wasn't on target, or maybe it was Darwin Jones. As we see, the Rowdies jumping back. It was Jones.
Going up, it's Jones, and then Fernandez getting on the second one. As the flag goes up, as Fernandez was in an offside position.
Gomez not taking advantage of that, but being told, let's play on as we hit into the 40th minute. Drives it forward. Low. It's Collins. Collins will use his goalkeeper Pickens. Not a good clearance as Wall Fall heads it back in. Porter matched up out wide with Brown. Brown's got Camden Feo. Back post over everyone. Schaefer will run it down and he'll let it roll out for the throw in. Nanchoff looking upfield. It's Patterson. Savage. Savage taken down, pushed into bodies.
Oh, a good crowd filling up here after the start here at Al Lang Stadium. With all that weather that came through today, you had to wonder if the fans would come out, but certainly Rowdies fans showing how dedicated they are coming down to Al Lang Stadium. It's turned out to be a great night, and the rain has been holding off. Let's hope it does for the next 45 minutes in the second half as well.
Savage stripped of the ball. Beresford on it. Beresford to Freger, and now James on the overlap. It's Ryan James towards the back post. Pickens uncontested has this one. He'll throw it out quickly to Jones. There's not a lot of bodies forward, but Jones will try and take on a runner or two. He'll get the deflection, but it will run down towards the corner. And the token pressure by Jones will result in a throw in for the Rowdies.
Yeah, Felix with the mistake there because of that pressure by the Rowdies.
Fernandez and Schaefer. They paired up for a great ball earlier that Joe Cole was able to finish. Tying this game back in the 19th minute. Sent up to Jones. Not a good first touch. Taken away. Here's Felix, though. Felix going to be under some pressure. Cole pressuring him. And he'll deflect it. Camden Feo. And Darwin Jones able to come away with the ball. Darwin Jones turns into traffic, and Camden Feo has it again.
I think there's an opportunity there, Mike, that Jones would like to have back. You get a ball at the top of the box, test how good your left foot is, and have a go at goal.
I think he was maybe a little surprised for not being called on a foul on the wing. But the referee's been pretty consistent tonight. Very good in letting both teams play. This one sent out to Jones. Jones waits on it a little bit, and Bradley Feo, Bradley Camden Feo, able to tackle it away. Patterson drops it back for Nanchoff. He's got Schaefer. Schaefer on the assist tonight. We'll send this one in the right foot. Looking on the back. No challenge on Felix. Cole gets the header, and it will be a goal kick.
Well, Joe Cole seems to disagree there. He thought that also went off the head of Felix before it went out, and should have been a corner kick in his mind.
Savage wins it. Header forward, no one up that way.
Jones had enough time and space, Mike. That ball slowed down. I thought if he put the wheels on, he had an opportunity to catch up with that one. He didn't think so. So that's a throw in to Rochester.
There's Graf. Graf able to get the loose ball. Back, and here's Farrell. Farrell wide now to Campbell. Sergio Campbell puts the ball behind James. Fall. Felix for Rochester. Content to play it in their own half for now, keeping possession. We're closing the half. Understand there will be 2 minutes of stoppage time. As Farrell looking to go forward. Overlap and run is Beresford. Ball headed down. Collins
gets to it before DeFreger, and now sent out by Pickens. And at midfield will be a throw in for the Rhinos. Long throw over the top. DeFreger has it. DeFreger onto the foot. Will look for wall fall. Little space from about 25. He'll cut it back, and on the right foot, the shot is blocked by Collins. Sent back up the field. Rowdies concede the throw. And we see the 2 minutes of stoppage time.
Good step up there by Neil Collins late here in that first half. The last thing you'd want to do is concede going into the locker room. That would be a devastating blow. So first little bit of possession in the half of the Rowdies the Rhinos have right now. The Rowdies want to get that back and not allow Rochester to nick one here late.
Good turn by Damian Lowe, trying to find Cole. It's knocked away on a tackle. Back into the box. It will deflect. Double deflection. It should be a goal kick. It is a goal kick. Linesman saw it wrong, but the referee on the angle saw the double deflection. So Pickens and the Rowdies will look for maybe one more chance before we hit the half.
Rowdies have to be a little bit more precise in their own end like that, Mike. That was a poor pass trying to clear it, giving the Rowdies or the Rhinos another opportunity. Thankfully, that went out for the Rowdies for the goal kick, but they have to be more on and mentally fit here in the dying moments of a half. You do not want to concede. The Rowdies did a great job of coming back. They've had all the possession really in this half. Although the Rowdies haven't probably had as many goal scoring opportunities.
Well, Patterson is on this one, and it will be a U.S. Ameribank corner kick for the Rowdies. One final chance as Nanchoff went in, and Patterson able to come in. Thought maybe he'd misplayed it to start, but he did get the corner kick.
Oh, this would be fantastic for the Rowdies and the fans here going into the locker room if they could convert on this corner kick.
It'll be Nanchoff. Outswinger. Damian Lowe, wall fall. On the strike, Marcel Schaefer. Wide. And that will bring us to the half.
Wow, that was close.
Ready to go. Referee Kevin Broadley blows the whistle. We're underway here from Al Lang Stadium. Rowdies been very good in the second half. 12 of their 19 goals that come after the half.
Yeah, Mike, and you heard Bob Lilly talk in the pregame show to you about the heat and humidity, and they don't like it. Well, they had a Wednesday game in Orlando. They have the game tonight, so we'll see how that fatigue sets in with the Rochester Rhinos as this game moves on. If cramping will become a factor in this one, and just how much they slow down, something certainly the Rowdies will be able to take advantage of.
Low behind the ball was on the header, and the acrobatics after that was fouled. Free kick will go the Rowdies' way. Savage swings it across to Collins. Lowe looking forward and towards Patterson, who's running in. Second ball will go the Rowdies' way. This is Nanchoff. He'll find Savage. Over to Schaefer.
I think that's important, Mike, is that second ball you're talking about. If they're trying to throw crosses into the middle and it's headed first by the defense of the Rhinos, it's the Rowdies need to get on that second ball. That's where they can really catch the Rhinos off guard.
Collins able to get to it before Graf. Collins the only player with a yellow card caution through the first 45. And for Graf. Nanchoff. Off of him. Throw in will go the Rhinos' way. James taking his time. Will throw it back across into Beresford. Back is Felix. We'll send it over. Kevin Farrell. Hernandez takes it for the Rowdies, and he'll get it to Patterson, or make that and Nanchoff. Savage. And Patterson's pass is behind Jones. Here's Beresford. Towards the corner, Schaefer and Collins went onto it. Collins looking forward. Cole trying to position himself. Again, second balls Fernandez keeps in. Schaefer and Cole. Now it's free, and Schaefer has it. A little too far for Savage, and the Rhinos have it. Ball driven by Fall out to Freger. Into the open Jalen Brown on the left foot. And that's going to go out for a corner kick for Rochester.
A little different start to the second half than the first, Mike. Rochester doing the good job of controlling play, keeping possession, and getting a set piece out of it.
To Freger on the corner. Driven. That's off of Fernandez's head. Sent across. And it will be a throw in for Rochester. James take this one. He'll look into the feet of Fall. Wall Fall. Back to James. A couple of bodies in the box. This one, though, headed away by Jones. Patterson over the back of Wall Fall. He was looking for that foul. Cole is the captain, letting the official know he disagrees with it.
Yeah, Fall played that one there very well for the official, and he took the bait. There was barely any contact. Yeah, there's going to be a touch. And as Patterson came down, yeah, that's not much there. To me, that's not an over-the-top foul.
This would be DeFreger who's over the ball. The Wall at 20, we'll say he's 30 out. The line being held at about 16 yards away. It is sent towards the back post. Headed down, Pickens, and now the second ball cleared out. Miscommunication there as Damian Lowe on the ground just swung it out. Looked like Pickens may have been able to pick that one up.
Yeah, he may have, but in the end, taking no chances whatsoever. Here is that to the back post. You see a big collision there.
Patterson.
And Pickens even says, yeah, no problem. I don't mind that. But so far, it's been all Rochester here in the first 5 minutes of the second half.
DeFreger with the corner kick again. This one towards the back post. Matt Pickens corrals that one and stops the momentum. Collins will get the loose ball back. Now he's just resetting. Nanchoff. See the subs for the Rowdies who might be. I think we'd see a Deshaun Brown perhaps. As that one's played towards Jones. That one's going to be a little strong. Goal kick. Rowdies don't have Georgie Ristoff, who's suspended for this game, courtesy of 5 yellow card accumulation as Stuart Campbell heads back to the bench. Alex Morell's speed might be in play here. As we mentioned, Deshaun Brown. A couple of options for the team if they look to get a go-ahead goal. Collins and Fall are down, and as it's a head injury, There's no foul on this play.
No, Collins isn't happy at all. He's given it to fall. He was right over him the moment he went down, telling him he's embellishing this every step of the way.
Referee, as he feels injuries, and it's for the second time. And
yeah, and he's absolutely right. Neil Collins has done absolutely nothing to him there, and he makes sure he knows it. Wall fall with a couple of rolls, and that's one of my pet peeves in this sport, that I do not like to see this whatsoever. He's going to see that on the replay, and that goes back on the player. He's saying he got hit. That was incidental contact. That was nothing deliberate. There was no elbow, and Wall fall rolls around 3 times. He's just trying to play the referee into giving Collins that second yellow card, which would help the Rhinos in the end. But to me, that's unsportsmanlike and can almost go as a professional foul the other way.
And the latest USL news is on Sirius XM FC. Tune in to USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern on Channel 85. Sirius XM FC will also air the USL Game of the Week. Check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. Rowdies with possession after the ball played back, and that was a off of Rochester. Throw in will go Kyle Porter's way. Up for Jones, a little far by Damian Lowe. Good read by Savage into Cole. Joe Cole in on the defenders. He's got 4 on him, and he was being tugged, and a foul will be called. Joe Cole through traffic will earn the free kick. It's about 10 yards back from where he ended up, but the possession was allowed. Might be a little far for a shot.
Yeah, another look at it here, and it's right in there that the referee deemed there may have been a little bit of a jersey pull there. In the end, Joe Cole goes down on a nice run and earns that free kick.
Here's Nanchoff that's over it. He'll play it up towards the back post, headed on by Darwin Jones, and it's caught by Gomez.
Oh, you see the frustration there on Darwin Jones just after, because that was an open header. Unfortunately, he's just not able to get enough on that. It might have come a little bit off of Sergio Campbell as well to kind of deaden that ball, but that was a good opportunity for the native of Chicago, Illinois.
Low under pressure, sends it back up the field. Should stay in, and now we'll go off of Rochester. Should be a throw for the Rowdies. It is. Good hustle by Martin Patterson to help the Rowdies earn that throw. Across the field, Porter. Kyle Porter will lose it as he tries to cross it in. Lowe being tugged on by Graf. Graf telling his defense, go over the top. That's how they got their goal earlier. Porter struggled on that one, but Lowe will help cover for him off that. Now Lowe's in strong. Lowe will be called for the foul after the play. And for viewers in Tampa Bay, this TV has your chance to win a PS4 Pro console and a copy of FIFA 2017, plus a special autographed item from the Rowdies. Watch Rowdies home games on this TV and look for the clue. Go to MOR-TV.com for more information. To the 57th minute, Rochester whistled for a foul now. Space for Nanchoff. That 5-man back line for Rochester still in effect. Has been ever since they had a 1-0 lead in the 5th minute.
Yeah, and they're just waiting for those opportunities to get a free kick here or there. That'll more than likely be a card for Keith Savage. And it is on the tug there. Probably a good foul to take as the Rhinos were going in numbers on the counterattack. Take another look at it here.
Jaylen Brown.
See Keith Savage just with the pull down there. And so the Rowdies are going to need to find a way like they did in that first half to get around that back five. And to try to take the lead here, and then that will open things up. The Rhinos will no longer be protecting a tie. They're going to have to throw some bodies forward.
That is the key. You can pull that 5 back line. The Rhinos did start with 4. James is playing just above the 4 defensemen. But the second they got that goal, yes, they pulled them back. Even after the Rowdies' goal, they have not averted from that. And wall fall should be issued as Cole coming at it. That was after the play. We'll see. We've seen 2 cautions on the Rowdies, both of them for play going the opposite direction, as Collins on Graf and then Savage, you pointed out, on Brown. Not sure why this one. Not even really. It's kind of a talking to. It's a little after the fact.
And twice now the Rowdies have tried to get, there wasn't a card issued on the last 2 free kicks, and twice the Rowdies have tried to have the quick start and the referee won't allow it when he absolutely should. This time Marcel Schaefer having a word with the referee, had his arms on his, hands on his head, saying, why wouldn't you let that go? That's the whole, it should be allowed. You know, we're not asking for 10 feet on a free kick and a goal scoring opportunity. They wanted to get it started quick twice, and twice they were denied.
And other common reasons, both of them were satisfied as the ball was still. The ball was even a couple yards behind where the actual foul occurred, so they weren't trying to gain an advantage other than to play quickly. Nanchoff. Collins. Pressure comes out a little bit, but he'll find Savage. Savage. Nanchoff and Savage.
Rowdies are passing it around.
And great passing. Cole! Joe Cole misses! Wide.
Oh, he'd love to have that one back. As I was saying that, they were passing. They were doing some great passing. They finally get it through that back line, through the middle. Leo Fernandez, Keith Savage gets in behind the back line, does Joe Cole, and he just puts that one wide of the post. Just, if that one has a touch, Mike, I think it takes a deflection off and it's in for the go-ahead goal.
Trying to be too precise was Cole there, but outstanding ball movement and passing by the Rowdies on that opportunity.
I just wonder if Joe Cole had the time to get that over, Mike, to his left foot, and then it would have been going the other direction as far as not going away from the goal.
So the Rowdies miss a golden chance here, but they have had a couple opportunities of late, and pretty much all the possession, at least for the last 5 or 6 minutes. Savage up wide. Jones overlapping runs Porter. It's not given. It's back to Cole. Or is that Savage? That's Savage, actually. Well, the side-to-side movement might be tiring out a little bit. You look for that inside pass. They do it that time. Patterson almost loses, but fights hard for it back, and now Porter. Oh, that one's just cleared away by Felix. Good control by Lowe. He'll quickly play it out to Schaefer.
Yeah, and if you're not going to go through the middle, Mike, you need either Patterson or the outside players. Darwin Jones make a run, give a target in speed, and that way you make those backline defenders for the Rochester Rhinos move and get them out of position. But those runs have to be made, and those balls need to be set in to try to beat that 5-man wall.
Down the line and dribbled out of bounds is Camden Fio. Men behind the ball for Rochester. Rowdy's just trying to find that crease. And that fortress are trying to build. Savage tries to go over the middle, and it's a bad ball taken away by Beresford.
Keith Savage talked to me about trying to go more through the middle in this game yesterday at training, and you have to be a little bit more precise than that. A good idea, though, by Keith Savage to try to get it by those jerseys in white, but that one was intercepted well by Rochester.
The ball looking long for Graf, headed down by Lowe. We talked a little bit about is this deflected? Can Pickens keep it in? He does. DeFreger, who is about to be substituted for yet another defenseman, Jordan Dover. We'll see whether or not they decide to move a player or two, but Rochester going into a bit more of a shell, or so it appears based on the subs. That one will go out. It'll be a throw in for the Rowdies. And as they throw it, we will get the substitution. It's Dover for DeFreger. We will see Dover go to the back. Will we see Rochester move someone a little more forward for him? I think it might be James to go back in the midfield, and Dover will go over to the right back. Dover has been the right back the last few games, and that's where he runs towards. And James will move up back to where he started the game, next to Wall Fall. Long throw. Headed out. Now it's down to the chest of Fernandez. Fernandez in a dipping shot. It's going to be over the goal, and it will be a goal kick. And let's check in with Heather Donnelly on the sideline.
Hi, Mike. We've talked a little bit about the Rowdies' yellow card troubles that they've had. A couple guys suspended so far this season. And tonight, a couple guys getting yellow cards. Neil Collins picking up his third of the season, and Keith Savage picking up his second. So those guys aren't in too much trouble just yet. And we spoke with head coach Stuart Campbell yesterday after training about the yellow card situation, with him saying if guys are getting booked for a good hard foul, it doesn't bother him. The yellow cards that come for dissent, those are the ones he doesn't like so much. But if it's just a good hard tackle, he's okay with his team picking up a couple yellow cards, guys.
Patterson goes in hard there, but does not get booked.
Heather's right, Mike, and Stewart, to add to that, also went on to say he's never in his life seen a referee go back after you've had a talk and say, oh, you're right, yeah, let me take that away from you, I was wrong. That never happens, so you have to stay disciplined out there for sure.
Over the top looking for Graf. Porter. It would be a throw in for the Rowdies, and the USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news by visiting USLsoccer.com and follow the league on Twitter @USL. Good look at the head coach of the Rowdies, Stuart Campbell, as he gets the ball back to his team. They get it in play. Fernandez and Nanchoff. Here's Lowe. No help behind, but it's back over to Collins. Collins and Schaefer. Ball movement for the Rowdies. Lowe looking to go forward into Jones. It's a cleared away, but Lowe will come away with the loose ball. A little pressure now. The Rowdies still keep it. It's Marcel Schaefer on this near side. With Cole. Fernandez chasing it back. Dangerous there as Fall maybe had a little space. That's going to go back to Pickens.
Sometimes it doesn't look very effective, Mike, or the most exciting at times, but when you're the Rowdies and you're moving a team like this from left to right consistently, the ball moves a lot faster than a person does, and the defensive team just gets completely worn out by doing this, especially in this heat and humidity in Florida. The Rowdies, if they continue to do this, will break them down.
Well, Cole will get it, and Fall, who's had numerous fouls. We'll see what this one is this time. I do see the caution out, and it is for the accumulation of fouls. Wall Fall gets the yellow card.
Yeah, that was enough this time after 3 or 4 good talkings to Wall Fall. This time the card comes out as Kevin Broadley decides that is enough.
And the Rowdies look to be making a sub, and will they do it on this free kick? Not yet, but it appears that Darwin Jones's night will be up shortly. Alex Morrell looks set to be his way in as Nanchoff is over the ball.
Yeah, keep the size out there for this free kick, Mike. You need the bodies out there, but Alex Morrell will bring a lot of speed onto this pitch.
Sent towards the back post. Collins challenges, and Gomez able to catch that one. Kick forward, looking for Dover, who's maybe even playing more of a right half. We'll see if he was just long on that one. Cole. Over the top, looking for Cole. Run off the ball well, and it's caught by Gomez. And for viewers in Tampa Bay, after the action on the field, check out all the movie action on Tampa Bay's first broadcast movie channel. This TV Tampa Bay, digital 32.2, Spectrum 630, Frontier Fios 463, and Comcast 229. Savage back to get this one. And now Neil Collins goes forward. Dangerous ball there, and now Rochester with the counter opportunity, and it's Graf who's inside. Collins is on there. Graf, and it's saved by Pickens. Rebound up, save, and a diving, sprawling stop. Now it's still free. It was Nanchoff who got it, and it's played off of Nanchoff, a corner kick. Rochester on the corner almost took the lead. A couple of outstanding plays didn't allow him to do it.
Have another look on the turnover. Graf is all alone, and Matt Pickens comes out, makes himself big. Nanchoff throwing his body into the ball, not once, but just twice to get on that one. Or else this could have been 2-1 for the Rhinos on the counter attack.
Turnover in midfield almost cost him. Beresford sends it in, and Collins heads it out. Rowdies did not make the sub on the corner kick. Jones still waiting. It's now Jones on the far side, or the near side. He'll get it. He'll cut inside. Darwin Jones with some space. He's into the area. He knows he's coming off. He'll rip one. From about 30, not the worst thing in the world, but you wonder if he knows that number's going on. He tried to make more of an impact.
Yeah, I thought he had a little more space too in front of him, Mike, to take a few more steps before taking that shot.
That's going to go too far and carry back to Pickens. That's what the Rowdies will have to watch out for. Is Rochester, that's the game they're playing now. They're looking to counter, and the Rowdies almost gave it to him, a turnover in midfield. Schaefer. There's Collins, short to Nanchoff.
This is where the Rowdies have to attack a little more, Mike, because you know Rochester's just standing still. They want time to be wasted on this clock. Need a little bit more urgency going forward, as Rochester is just playing for the draw, or like you said, nick one on the counter like they almost did there.
Jones cuts inside. Jones on that left foot, and that will go over the line. And that will be a goal kick, and that will probably be the end of Darwin Jones' night. It is, as Alex Morrell has been indicated to come on. Darwin Jones makes his way off.
Darwin Jones with a pretty good evening, a good workout put in by the number 7 out there. And Alex Morrell, he brings a lot to this team as well. You see the depth on the bench for Stuart Campbell. A lot of pace and speed. That's what needs to be, I think, injected into this game right now for the Rowdies to get them back attacking like they were in that first half. They looked a lot more dangerous in that first, getting in behind that Rochester back 5. They need to see a little more of that and really get Rochester moving backwards, but that's only going to be done with speed and good passing, as we saw on the goal in that first half.
Well, Cole looking for Patterson. One thing about Morrell and Jones, could well be the 2 fastest, as Patterson's whistle for the foul. 2 fastest players, but as you pointed out, it's fresh speed here, as Morrell could use that. Fans, text the keyword cool with the K to 79 79 79 to enter a chance to win tickets to see your Tampa Bay Rowdies take on FC Cincinnati on July 6th, and the post-game concert to watch Cool and the Gang rock Al Lang Stadium. Long ball by Gomez. Schaefer wins the header there. It's free. Beresford in for Dover. Dover can't get there. It will be a throw in for Rochester. 2 subs, 1 for each team here, as we take a look on the sideline. Coming off for Rochester, well, Sofyan Turgu will come on for Jalen Brown. So Turgu for Brown, and Brown will not be off the field long, because it will be Deshaun Brown on for the Rowdies, on for Keith Savage. Both number 22s are off each time. The Rowdies going a little more offense. Turgu does have a little bit of offense in himself.
Well, the challenge now for the Rowdies, yeah, you're going to be going more offensively with Martin Patterson and Deshaun Brown out there, but you have to get service. You have to provide them the ball. They are your goal scorers, so you're going to have to get crosses into the box, get them in their runs, going with some speed, make some diagonal runs through those channels of the back 4 or 5, and get the ball to the feet of these strikers up top in the last 15 minutes plus stoppage time here at Al Lang Stadium.
Deshaun Brown looking for it, and now it's Morrell. The 2 subs have connected, but a tackle by Farrell, and Rochester gets it back.
And there you see, there's just a little bit of that speed that Alex Morrell brings to the game.
As that one rolls out, it'll be a throw-in for the Rowdies here as we are in the 76th minute. Rowdies and Rochester all tied at 1. Mike Pepper, Lee Godfrey, Heather Donnelly on the sideline. And the Rowdies trying to take advantage of the humidity in St. Petersburg. Was not an overly hot day with a lot of overcast skies here in St. Pete. Sometimes that can be misleading because the humidity really been high. We'll see whether or not Rochester's in the middle of, or in the second game of a 2-game Florida road trip, whether it comes into play. And you can see the Rowdies taking advantage a little bit more here in the second half with the shot opportunities. Rochester's 2 of their shots on goal came from counterattack opportunities and 2 from dead balls. But they've also, all that matters, both teams only converted 1. Here's Schaefer.
Well, Matt Pickens certainly has had to do much more work as far as the quality of opportunities. The free kick opportunity saves, the one on the counterattack here in the second half. Pickens has done a fantastic job of coming up big when called upon.
Here's Schaefer looking for Brown. It's headed down. Nanchoff a little late getting in. Nice little header by Morrell back to Porter to get the ball back. Here's Alex Morrell into Deshaun Brown. Tough on the touch, and he'll be able to chase it down on the second ball. Porter up the line to Cole. Cole turns into traffic, through traffic, and earns the free kick. That's actually Patterson, excuse me. On the far side, good job at Martin Patterson getting this free kick.
And this is And a yellow card as well is being issued. Another look at it right there.
So it's Bradley Camden-Feo with the shirt grab. So the Rowdies have a chance here.
Now these are the big chances. These are the places that you love to have free kick opportunities.
Nanchoff over it. Two-man wall for Rochester. Towards the back post, punched away by Gomez, and it will be a U.S. Ameribank corner kick. Joe Cole runs over to it quickly as Nanchoff has a long run. Will it be Cole to take it? He will. Nanchoff will run out there with him, but no, so it will be Michael Nanchoff.
That was a good free kick by Michael Nanchoff. Tomas Gomez forced to just punch that away, knowing on the Rowdies, though, to get on the end of that ball in.
Here's Nanchoff out swinging, headed away by Rochester. Second ball, it's Cole running down to it. Back to Schaefer. Schaefer like to tee it up, and a tackle as the ball's still free, taken off it. Here's Porter. Good defensive play there by Rochester, but there was a lot of body, but there was also a lot of ball. Referee never hesitated. Brown in the corner. Turgu over to Graf. Numbers for Rochester wide. Slotted ball. And it's to the top of the 18. Going down. As Beresford looking for a foul, doesn't get it. And Dover goes through Fernandez. Just past the 80th minute. Schaefer. Goals both early in this game. Loose ball down at the feet of Fernandez. Back to Nanchoff. Nanchoff looking for the back post. It's to Brown. Dushorn Brown. Can't find the target. Goal kick, Rochester.
Oh, those are the ones that'll have Stuart Campbell pulling his hair out. You get a ball like that and that opportunity, and Dushorn Brown, he's paid to score goals. He would love to have that one back. You need to be able to hit the target there. That's a tough one for Brown. That's an excellent opportunity for the Rowdies to be able to get the second goal that they've been trying so hard to get here, to get the 3 points tonight at Al Lang.
Played over the top. Porter will run on to it. Easily 2/3 of possession. A little bit better for the Rowdies. There's the ball taken away by Wall Fall. Morrell is whistled for a foul afterwards. Rowdies not happy. They thought Fall went through the player first, but as it is, we'll have it off. And for viewers in Tampa Bay, catch the Rowdies at home all season on This TV Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's first broadcast movie channel, and This TV at digital 32.2. Spectrum 630, Frontier Fios 463, and Comcast 229. That's where you can find This TV. This TV is your broadcast home for Rowdy soccer. So Fall will take this free kick. I mentioned both goals in the first 20 minutes. Rochester in the 5th. The Rowdies tied it in the 19th. Rochester, all their bodies towards the back post. They're going to send this one in. Deflection, and Pickens has to punch it out. 2 free ones. That one caromed and everything. Matt Pickens was huge.
I tell you what, Rochester haven't had much possession in this match, but they certainly have been the ones that have had the big shots on goal, and Pickens has had to be big, and he has been. Right now, he is my man of the match, as he's come up with a few huge saves.
Collins turns it over. Now it's free. And that one's on the near post wide. Beresford open from 10. Can't find the target. Opportunities, Lee.
Yeah, look at this right there. It's a deflection. It is Damian Lowe that tips that one, and Matt Pickens has to react greatly. A giveaway by the Rowdies, and then this one, thankfully, hits the side netting.
Rowdies are fouled. Now the through ball in for Schaefer. Schaefer's behind the defense. Schaefer whips it across. It will be a U.S. Ameribank corner kick. As it goes towards the corner, Rochester looks to be making their final sub. Edong Bu. Samuel Edong Bu in for Johan Graf. Graf taking his time. Rowdies still have one sub left, but it's Nanchoff over this corner. Nanchoff towards the back post. It's headed up by Rochester. Bicycle kick by Deshorn Brown, who had an outstanding scissor kick earlier in the year. Can't get the target again.
Wow, well, that could have been USL goal of the week if he could keep that one down. Now watch the acrobatics here as he just hits that with the side of the foot. It goes quite a bit wide, but what an effort by Brown.
Collins wins that header. Here's Brown. Deshorn Brown sends it out wide to Morrell. Can he keep it in? He does. Morrell 1-1 with the defender. Out wide now, he'll whip it across, and it will be a U.S. Ameribank corner kick. Good hustle by Alex Morrell, and that helps earn yet another corner for the Rowdies.
Yeah, with just 5 minutes in stoppage, a little more urgency needed here for the Rowdies to get the three, and that's why you love to see that effort by Alex Morrell. Looked like that ball was going out, but he slides and keeps that in play.
Nanchoff pushes the gate open, gets a little extra space. In swinger, near post, punched away by Gomez. It's high, but it's out for another U.S. Ameribank corner kick. Again, in swinger for Nanchoff. Near post again. It's headed up towards the top. Lowe is there. He puts it down. Now it's Collins at his feet. Collins looking for help. He's found some in Morrell. Back out to Nanchoff. Nanchoff knows he's got bodies in the box. He'll go to the back post. Just a little far for Leo Fernandez. Goal kick. And soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. Again, a big hello to those watching on Estrella TV. Sent up midfield, now off the shoulder of Porter. Low shielding using Pickens, and Pickens has to send it up. He does towards midfield. Patterson runs a long way. Nanchoff, he's got help wide. It's Morrell. Now Nanchoff. Shape of Rochester maybe a little suspect on this one. Long ball for Fernandez. He cannot keep it in. The goal kick will go. You see Charleston gets a win tonight, so the Rowdies can't take first, but they don't want to lose ground either, needing to come back. Cincinnati and Charlotte square at one. Ottawa with another win. They knock off Harrisburg, and look at that, Toronto winning late against Pittsburgh. Nanshoff picked a pocket, but second ball here. It's low. Spaces with Porter. He's got it. Here's Morrell. Porter will take the throw. 88th minute. Tied at 1. They'll say this one went off the Rowdies. Throw in will go Rochester.
Yeah, and this is where you'll see Rochester, no hurry to get going here. They want to waste this clock.
Lowe whistled for the foul. And they will send some bodies towards the box. And they have it. Yellow card will go Nanshoff's way, it looks like. If I'm not mistaken, is that Nanshoff? Is he on the number? I mean, is he at 4, this 5?
And that's what Stuart Campbell was talking about. That's the stuff that upsets him as a head coach. So that one, again, is for a dissent. You may disagree with the call, but you just have to walk away from it and maybe say all those nasty words that you were saying to the referee, just under your breath, walk away, get over it, and move on.
What are we going to do with that?
Headed back. Ball's free, still free on the ground. Lots of bodies flying. Fall will get it now. Long ball sent across. Rochester has it. Towards the 18, they're going to cut it back. Top of the box, shot blocked by Porter. Rowdies running out for it, and Damian Lowe took a tumble. He's down. We're going to see it. The Rowdies are going to continue on the counter. Pickens is checking on him. Morrell's trying to go up. Morrell splits the defense. Morrell splits the defense, cuts across. It's Fernandez. Lowe is back up. Rochester player dropping down. Rowdies with 5 bodies and all kinds of pressure now. Here is Schaefer. Rochester Rhinos still down on the ground. Here's Collins.
I believe it's Fall, and the way he's played tonight, his theatrics and acting, he's just trying to waste time. Rowdies are not going to kick the ball out with him down on the ground, and I don't blame them.
Cole. And it will be U.S. Ameribank corner kick. We just passed 90. Waiting on the 4th official to signal. She will now signal to the crowd. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Nanshoff and the Rowdies have late heroics here at Al Lang Stadium.
He almost had a winner in Charlotte.
Sent header by Collins. It's wide. Running into it. It will be a goal kick. So Gomez will have it. Sent forward. Low. Wide Schaefer. He's got one to beat. He'll send it upfield. Deshaun Brown can run onto it. He'll send it wide, and that's over the head of Fernandez. Bad time. Deshaun Brown and Martin Patterson playing in tandem up top. Back up, that's Patterson. He chests it down. He'll give it to Cole. Morrell. Nanshoff. Back into Morrell. Morrell on the touch. It fails him a little bit, and Fall will send it upfield. And for Edong Bu, he'll lose it. Here's Cole. Joe Cole across to the back post. Headed up. Rochester still free. Morrell touches it down. And 3 Rhinos able to converge and take it away. Edong Bu has it. Bodies flying behind the ball. Dover up the field. Schaefer watching him. Tackled by Lowe. Good play in, but now it's Martin Patterson, some space. He's got 6 white jerseys behind it, but a lot of green and yellow running up with it. Here's Schaefer. 2.5 minutes of the 4 to be played have passed.
It really looks like Rochester's out of steam. You figure one chance here, and a corner kick might, oh, it stays in.
Fernandez, second ball headed. Who's going to chase it down? It's Cole. Joe Cole onto it. Wide to Brown. Deshaun Brown to the line. Deshaun Brown into the area. Deshaun Brown across. It's free at the feet, and now cleared away by Rochester.
It landed right to Nanchoff, and he couldn't get the shot away.
Midong Bu gives it into Fall. Damian Lowe is there. They'll say Rowdies are clinging for it, but it will be a throw in for Rochester. Wouldn't be surprised if their goalkeeper walked up to take this in order to pass time, but it would be their left back who walks up. That is Camden File up towards the top. It'll be a Rowdies throw. 3.5 minutes. We'll see if they can push forward. It's Cole, and they go quickly. Schaefer. Rowdies looking to press everyone up. Fernandez, one last chance. Can Rochester defend it? Nanchoff. And Fernandez. Here's Cole. Cole looking to tee it up. Cole chipping it up. Headed down. Fernandez on it. Leo Fernandez into the area. Plays it wide. Schaefer. Schaefer. Looking back. Nanchoff back post. Headed up. It's still free in the box, and now it's down to Cole. Cole, and as Cole is taken off the ball, the whistle blows. And Rochester, on an early goal, hangs on to get a point. The Tampa Bay Rowdies fight back valiantly.